right, everybody, come around. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story. A whole bunch of them. It's going to be laughs and tears and jeers. And it's a whole new year's. That's right. Welcome to the Red Pill News. How are you guys doing tonight? I hope you're doing all right. It's a new year. It's going to be a challenging year. And much like the last year, probably even more challenging because there's things that are happening that are developing that are going to test people, test you. And if you think you've been tested enough, you haven't, and it's not over yet. So, as we see with COVID 19, as you've heard here, that this Omicron has become a real problem. It's filling up hospitals, putting kids in hospitals. It's evading, and it's going around immune systems. Some of it going around vaccines. It seems to be the people that are vaccinated have a better chance than the ones that aren't. It's causing long-term disease in people, affecting people's organs, all that. Now they found cases that people have Omicron and the flu at the same time. This case is in England where they have Omicron and Delta at the same time. So there's no answers other than it's day by day. And the only way to succeed against something like this is everybody pulls together and does the right thing. If there are people out there that have disease wells, let's say unvaccinated people, if they have disease wells and they're going to carry this virus and they're going to move it around and keep getting it. This Omicron is causing reinfections in people that had COVID not that long ago. These scientists don't know at this point whether they have long COVID or they got reinfected, but they're finding the people that had Delta now have Omicron. That's reinfection, right? So there's that. So what can you do? Be responsible. Be a responsible member to you, your family, to yourself, your family, your community, you know, and get vaccinated and stay away from people. That's it. The vaccination will give you a better percentage of not feeling the harsh effects of COVID-19. And also, if it comes through and it hits you and it nails your immune system, it lowers your immune system. Oh, then here it comes again. And what happens if you get it again? Or what happens if you have a variant that comes along that's more infectious and more deadly? People can't hide from this one, apparently. So it's time to get rid of it. 2022 is the year of the tiger. You know what? And it's the water tiger. It's a yang sign. It's time that you tapped your yang and then you became part of the solution and not part of the problem. Knock the thing out. Knock it out. So in Canada, they're shutting down. They're shutting the roads down because of Omicron. In India, it's just a little blip starting to go up, so it's just starting to hit India. You can see. Russia had just come down this mountain off of Delta. Now they're gonna start going up. So I mean, the virus is spreading all over the place, all over the U.S. We're in unbelievable numbers, a million people a day getting infected. And they said that that's a small figure, compared to what the number really is. Oh my God. And then here, it's Christmas. Gotta go hang out and get together for Christmas. Oh, gotta open your presents. And oh, yeah. Spread the virus. Oh, no. It's New Year's Eve. Gotta get together for New Year's Eve, have parties, go out there. Oh, yeah. Right? So, mystery brain illness baffles Canadian doctors as cases continue to spread among young people. A mystery brain illness that is baffling Canadian doctors. Let's see, people who care for patients with a progressively worsening disease also bizarrely become sick. So not only do these kids have this disease, but the people caring for them become ill, and they don't know how or what. The disease has been instilling confusion and fear for 2 years now, with health officials in the affected area, New Brunswick, no closer to discovering the cause. Symptoms listed by health chiefs include memory problems, muscle spasms, balance issues, difficulty walking, falling, hallucinations, unexplained weight loss, and pain in the limbs. So they said that the illness is similar to the Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease, which is mad cow disease, which is really spongiform encephalopathy, which is really brain swelling. And when your brain starts getting, it looks like a sponge. After these people die, they do an autopsy, and that's what the brains look like, a sponge. So a whistleblower has said the condition is alarming doctors 2 years after it was first discovered in the spring of 2019. Speaking to The Guardian, the employees at Vitality Health Network, one of the province's two health authorities, says suspected cases are growing in young people. Young people are not typically at risk for neurodegenerative diseases, and those affected appeared previously healthy. I'm truly concerned about these cases because they seem to evolve so fast. I'm worried for them and that we owe them some kind of explanation. So that's a doctor. At least they're thinking, or maybe it wasn't a doctor, it was a source, whoever the source was. At least they care, something care. Case reports describe the paper include a young mother who lost more than 50 pounds, developed insomnia and hallucinations. The woman in her 30s lost her ability to speak, drools excessively, and is now fed through a tube. You know, and then her caregiver, a nursing student in her 20s, recently started showing signs of the disease. So either it's air, or they're getting it from body fluids. If that's her caregiver, obviously she's going to encounter body fluids. I couldn't do it, man. You know, I couldn't be that kind of caregiver. It takes a special kind of person. I can do a lot. I took care of my ex's two kids, and where diarrhea and puke was coming out of both ends at once, both of them. I remember those days. I remember. No award for that for me. No statue. No certificate of anything of appreciation. No, you just have to breathe through the mouth. Even then, you don't want to in some cases, man. Oh yeah. But you're a caregiver. You're taking care of someone, body fluids and whatever happens to nurses all the time, happens to anybody who takes care of somebody else who has some kind of virus. But this is blossomed into 48 cases. Uh, Now they said they think more than 150. Like went from 48 not that long ago to well over 150. So like think about the concept. This is something that's on the move and it's spreading, and they don't know how or why. So just thought I'd share that with you guys in case in case you weren't, in case you've just tired of COVID already, hearing about COVID. I threw another disease at you, man. Although in England there is bird flu that just killed somebody. Someone just contracted bird flu, but it was like some kind of bird lady who hung out with birds nonstop and the migratory birds. There is a huge bird flu problem. And of course, the bird flu was the Spanish flu 100 years ago that killed hundreds of millions of people around the world. That was a bird flu. But all right, let's get past the flu. Let's move on to Kristen Davis. I didn't even know who this person was until until they blatantly put her in front of my face. That's the way I feel the internet is. When you're on there minding your own business, looking at your own stuff that you want to see, someone blatantly sticks this thing right in your face. Like they want that opinion out of you just to like, bah. Kristen Davis, 56 years old, reflects on aging in the public eye. She said, I'm on television where every bit of my physical being is analyzed. Now, we talked about this person before, and she's on Sex and the City. Though it's Sex in the City. Sex in the City or Sex and the City? So, they were gone for a long time. the ladies on the show, right? Now they're not quite the Golden Girls, but they're in the exit ramp for the Golden Girls, right? The moving on up to that status. You have to, if you want to be happy in life, male, female, doesn't matter what you are, or whatever gender you claim, you have to be comfortable in your own skin. You can't let other people judge you. You just have to grow gracefully in your skin. Now, think about it. These women want to all be 19 years old, and it is not going to happen. They get a collagen this and Botox that and tighten this and tighten that and flap this and flap that and tighten that flap and put that flap up and that flap like you fly an airplane. There is no miracle fruit juice that's going to de-age you. No fountain of youth. Really? Lao Tzu describes the golden peach of immortality. That's not some peach you can eat and live forever. It's your soul. It's how you feed your soul. So now Sex in the City. So now this woman is upset, Kristen Davis, that people are judging her on her appearance. But yet it was these people who set the standard of that judgment. I find it ironic that here years later they're trying to re-enter that zone and they realize that they're being judged for the very thing that they flaunted. And they don't like it, which I think is a great lesson to learn. I think that's wonderful, man, as a matter of fact. So let's see. The Sex and the City actress who is currently reprising her role as Charlotte York. So Charlotte York Goldenblatt. Sorry if I got the Goldenblatt. On HBO Max's sequel series and Just Like That. In case you know, I thought they were going to call it uh, Sex in the City. I guess whatever. And Just Like That. They should have called it something else. No Sex in the City. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. All right. And this seems to be a thing. There's a thing going on. We'll talk about that thing in a minute. All right. So she told the New Beauty magazine, which focuses on women's beauty, young girls' beauty, putting beauty out, beauty, beauty, beauty. They're not talking about New Brain magazine. They're not talking about New Image. They're not talking about New What You Like to Do magazine. No, it's beauty because that's what people put the emphasis on. Beauty and sex sells, and that's what they know. And now these guys, here they are, or these ladies are like, oh my God, people are judging us by the way we look. Well, what do you want? What do you want? You did it, right? You didn't train people to not objectify. You taught them to objectify. Now you're mad. That you're mad because they won't, because there's better stuff out there to objectify over and not this. So now they're trying to rely solely on their talent to put the show on, and obviously it's not cutting it, you know. And they have to cause controversies like this, like trying to shame people into making these comments. Now, I don't make these comments to them. I'm not sitting there trolling them online, saying, "Oh, you're a bunch of old biddies." Go back to the old folks' home. I'm not saying anything like that, nor would I. Except I just did. But that's not the way I feel. I feel like they have a golden opportunity to come out and be graceful about the aging process. And I think that would speak volumes to a lot of people out there, men and women, you know, because it's not just women that age. You know what I mean? But we have a higher goal, a higher peg set for women in our society, so they have to compete. I watched it on the Weather Channel when I used to have the Weather Channel when that whole thing was going on, where these young girls were coming in looking good. The other, people like Jim Cantori and those guys, they don't go anywhere. They stay right where they are, but they look good. They all look good, all the guys on there. But these women, they were aging, getting a little this, a little gray, whatever, and then they got rid of them. I noticed they just got rid of them. They didn't want to leave on their own. And I like, if I'm watching some kind of weather channel to begin with, I like to identify with the people on there. I want to kind of just have the same old people, keep moving them around. I'm not looking to the weather channel for eye candy. I'm not looking to the weather channel like, ooh, look at her. Hoo, hoo, hoo. No, not the weather channel. And this comedian bought the Weather Channel anyway, not that long ago. And now it's even weirder. I don't watch it at all anymore because it's nothing. No, it has nothing for me. I just want to know what the weather's going to be, and they have everything. Fat guys in the woods. They got a show like that. They got these truck truck tow trucks. You know, Canadian tow trucks. No. Just tell me what the damn weather's going to be. I don't want to see fat guys in the woods or Canadian tow trucks. Just tell me what the weather's going to be. So I decided just to look out the window and tell myself what the weather is. What's the weather? I'll just give me some radar. That's all I need. Give me some radar. I know what's going on. So this lady says, I can only speak for myself. But she doesn't believe that. She doesn't believe that. She believes that she's speaking for every woman out there. I can only speak for myself. But it's always the opposite. That's people's defense. The first thing that they say is always going to be the opposite about what they're all about. I can only speak for myself, but it can also be extremely stressful to be aging and be compared to your much, much, much younger self. Oh, you're off TV for 30 years. Not for nothing. It's like a time machine. All of a sudden they see you then. All of a sudden now, what happened to you? What happened? What you been eating, girl? What happened to you? She explained to the outlet, if I was from a regular life, that regular life. What is that? What's a regular? If I was from a regular life, I would feel fine. I would feel great. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I've got this little 3-year-old son. How old is she? How old is she? 56. She had a kid at 53, or is she adopting? That's that's interesting. How old do you want? 53. 3-year-old son. 56. 53. Oh my God. So yeah, she's gonna be the 73-year-old lady at graduating from high school, 71. College. There's mom's on oxygen over there. Don't judge me on my looks, son. That's why people are on all these different treatments and stuff, trying to stay young. And then these companies, unscrupulous companies, sell it to them. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're the snake oil salesman. It's never been different. Hey, miracle drink this, and then you'll solve all your problems, right? If I was from a regular life, okay, here we go. I'm healthy and I'm strong, like I don't know, like a horse or something. I've got this little 3-year-old son, and I carry him around, and it's all good. But no, I'm on television where every bit of my physical being is analyzed. That part was always very stressful and difficult for me because, as much as I can look back on my life and think, oh, I looked great then, you never think that at the time. I guess no one does. So she's like a mental train wreck going on. She got this poor 3-year-old, but I don't know how that kid's going to be able to function, man. Around this type of thing. I hope she has a lot of other people around that poor kid. Because really, just from that statement alone, I automatically know where her head is at. You know, and she is. If I was a regular person, I live, but no, I'm on television where every bit. So does someone force her to be on TV? Did someone come along and say, "Hey, we got this show. Come on, you're gonna be on." Well, that's it. No, she made the choice. I can't stand people that blame everybody else in the world for their own choices, the stuff that they do. And then, oh, you're judging me now. Well, what do you want people to say? To these young men out there, you look like their grandmother. 56 is a grandmother. So what do you want? It's a hot grandma. That'd be even crazier. I'd be crushing that dude. Listen, dude, you're 20. She's 56, man. I think you need to go. I mean, that's unusual. But obviously, if she's having kids at 53, she's all about her. There's some people that are all about themselves. There's some people that 100% all about themselves, and they want to drag you into their life. Oh, here we go. So she also shared that the paparazzi photos from the set of And Just Like That are a particular challenge, explaining, I have days where I literally want to put my face in a bowl of ice like Joan Crawford. Comparing herself to Joan Crawford. That kid better watch out. Little wire hangers and stuff. If we are on location, we are photographed from the time that we get to work all day. Now put a bag over your head. She should walk around with like one of those paper bags. Remember the unknown comic? That guy was on the Gong Show all the time. He'd come out and he was really a well-known unknown comic. The guy was making bucks as putting a bag over his head and carving out the eyes and the mouth. Then one day he took the bag off, and then people didn't care anymore. I don't even know his name. I just know that he was called the unknown comic. They should put the bag on tour. You know, they're photographed 14 hours straight. And it's a bizarre thing because that's not my actual job, and no one on the planet is going to look good for that long. No, I think J Lo. I think they're and J Lo's in her 50s too. J Lo's right behind this one, and she looks really good. I think she looked good without any makeup on, nothing. You see, but they do the makeup. They do it. It's like a mask. You know what I mean? You don't truly know the woman that you're with until you see them without all of the layers. Because there's layers that gotta be peeled off. I like the natural look myself. That's why I don't wear makeup. You can't sit still in a good light for 14 hours for the paparazzi. Yeah, right. They're in their air-conditioned trailers, sitting there. And that's what she wants. She wants the paparazzi. She not exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. You guys know what I'm gonna say, so I don't have to say it. Yeah, I mean she's not exactly the trophy wife either, So I mean you're dealt with the hand that God gives you, and that's the hand you dealt with. Some people, and looks is a matter of opinion too. Some people think that beauty is these girls who aren't so beautiful, these guys aren't so good looking. Whatever, man. It's in the eye of the beholder, right? There's not one for everybody. You know what? That's the deal. So Davis isn't the only and just like that star to hit back at the pressure to look how they did in the early 2000s. Yeah, 20 years ago. 20 years can be nasty to people, especially how they live, especially if they don't live well. I think the more treatments they do on their face and the more Botox and the more chemical peels and rubs and stuff, I think that screws them up even more. It's like sandblasting somebody. Sarah Jessica Parker, who plays the lead character, Carrie Bradshaw, told Vogue in a recent interview that she's over the criticism she's received for sporting her natural gray hair while on the set. There's so much there's so much misogynistic chatter in response to us that would have never been about a man. That would have never been about a man. So yeah, drag men into it because men age gracefully, like fine wine. That's right. I said it. I'm 55. I don't look 55. My friend Frank's 55. He just turned 55 and he's looking good. You know, a lot of people from, you know why? Because we're Generation Xers and we don't let stress drag us down, man. You know, we stress people out instead. That's that. Don't be the one feeling it. Be the one dishing it out. I never thought much about Sarah Jessica Parker anyway. I don't even know how people get famous sometimes. I remember her from one movie and one movie only with Kevin Bacon. Footloose. It was Footloose. And this is when they're all uber young. Maybe not Kevin Bacon at that point, but everybody else, yeah, high school kid type of stuff, man. They like to dance, they prance, they do that thing. It was like, this one, it would never happen. Sarah Jessica Parker. Never happened if you was a man. Sean Connery, they said he was looking good to the day he died. You got that other one, man, George Clooney. He's aging gracefully. Women throw themselves at him. At him. How old's George Clooney? He's got to be up there. She's like gray hair. Listen to how crazy she is. Great. And I love when people start cracking, you can definitely just see it right there in the beginning of their words and how they act. Let's listen to her. Gray hair, gray hair, gray hair. Does she have gray hair? I'm sitting with Andy Cohen, and he has a full head of gray hair, and he's exquisite. Why is it okay for him? Because Andy Cohen's a cute little dude. That's why. Because he's not all wrinkled out. He's not all, he doesn't go for all the treatments and Botox and chemical peels. I think his hair is actually white, isn't it? Isn't him and Anderson Cooper, man? They both have white hair. Oh my God, that's hysterical. Why is it okay attacking poor little Andy Cohen didn't do anything to anybody? He's attacking him. Okay. While her age has been a topic of conversation, that's what you don't want. You know, how about the merit of the show? But there is no merit of the show because these people aren't stellar actors, are they? They're not trying to convince you. They're actually more their own personalities. These people are that's not they're not playing a role. This is just them with a camera on them, thinking everything that they say is ironically funny or really witty or great or good. But meanwhile, the people out there looking at this stuff is like, you know, look at these, look at the, this is an earlier version of the Golden Girls, isn't it? And they can't handle it. They want to be sex objects in their mid 50s and early 60s. It ain't going to happen, you know, because it's just not that kind of world. Maybe for dudes who are 75, looking at them, hey, hey, good looking, what's cooking? Some old dude pulls up in his golf cart, rigged out like a Rolls Royce. Hey, Sarah Jessica Parker, I like your hair, like the way the gray looks in the sunshine. Ah, and that'd be Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen, who car cruises by with a little CNN cart, meet meet with Anderson Cooper. Ah, while her age has been the topic, oh, here we go. She's experienced comments about her body during the Sex and the City days as well. I will say this, and all joke and laughing aside, I see these housewife shows, Housewife, Rich and Famous, all that. Now it's these older ones, you know, who just the mentalness of low self-esteem and what it does to people, you know, and insecurity too, man. There are people that are so powerful out there, but they're the most insecure people I've ever seen. Donald Trump is one of them. Is that the most insecure person you've ever seen? And you would think that he's got confidence, and he's just no man. He's not. He's the opposite. That's why he's the way he is. That and probably someone dropped him on his head when he was a kid or something like that. I wasn't there. I don't know. The nanny, the nanny dropped him on the head. Here we go. Now she's going to relive the back in the day. Here we go. They would write articles every week about how I was pear shaped, which I didn't feel was a compliment at the time. She said it would stress me out a fair amount because I couldn't avoid it. I kind of feel like that's how it is now too. But I also feel like I'm going to be blunt. I feel like F you all, F you people, F you. Like, come over here and do it better. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Oh my God, she's wigging out. I wouldn't have been able to keep a straight face during that interview right there. I would have been laughing my fat ass off in that interview right there. I'm a pear. You're a pear, all right. Now you're an old pear. So what's up with people? See, now here she is right at the end. F you. F you all. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Because I'm 55. Nobody says I look like an old fart. You know what I mean? But I wasn't all Sex in the City anyway. I think that these people laid the ground for what they did. And now they want you to just fawn over them. Fawn over them. You're sexy and beautiful and you're great. I can't believe you're so amazing and talented. Oh my God, how'd we go 20 years without you? It ain't gonna happen because it's a thing called reality. And there's a lot of entertainment out there, man. If for people that like entertainment and a lot of younger people, they don't want to watch that crap anyway. They don't want to see that crap. But Hollywood's a funny place. Even if you're Jewish and you get attacked, all right, like Jon Stewart, awesome, awesome talent. Love Jon Stewart. Think he's very funny, very fair kind of thinker. I like him a lot. Jon Stewart gets in trouble coming out talking about Harry Potter. Of course, J.K. Rowling has come out against uh, transvestites. Is that what the latest hoopla is? I see this stuff and I really try not to pay attention to it because to me it's just background noise for people that are just unbelievably shocked about everything. They're offended by everything, shocked about everything, and you can't say anything without these guys coming after you, right? A very small segment of our society. I mean, under 3% segment of our society, and they've got this major voice where they're going to go, with a Me Too in Hollywood and whatever. They don't want to offend anybody. Nobody wants to get sued. Nobody wants to get dragged into court. Again, all their own doing. You think these sleazy Hollywood producers, if they weren't, have, oh, you're this beautiful actress or whatever, or even guys, they did it too. Oh, if you want this movie, you got to get into bed with me and have sex. You think that wasn't going to come back at them one day? The casting couch wasn't going to come back to them one day, and they only have a couple of sacrificial lambs. For the most part, it's still going on, isn't it? For the most part, these people still do what they do, and I kind of feel like when they deal with each other, that they're equally gross. That's what they've got, right? So Jon Stewart makes a Harry Potter comment. So already every Christian on the planet thinks Harry Potter is a sorcerer who's stealing your kids' souls. You know, that's what the Christian stance was when it started. I remember the whole Catholic Church went out against Harry Potter, all these little Christian. It's witchcraft. You know what I mean? And if you haven't seen the movies or read the books, I've never read the books. I have seen all the movies. They're cool. They're good. They're fine. I mean, they are what they are. It's entertainment. They were very, very popular. J.K. Rowling made billions of dollars off the Harry Potter franchise. So now she's older, she's rich, she has nothing going on. She already had her 15 minutes, so the only thing she could do is make comments. And when people take those comments, they run with them. Then Jon Stewart gets involved. Now, John, if I was going to teach you anything in life, don't get involved. Don't get involved in other people's BS. All right, this is where it all started going wrong for Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart took to social media to correct a viral news story about his feelings towards the depiction of goblins in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter franchise. A clip from Stewart's The Problem with Jon Stewart's podcast, which he's advertising, of course, Follow the Money, that published back in December of 2021, last month, went viral this week for drawing a comparison between the Harry Potter goblins depicted and the anti-Semitic illustrations featured in a 1903 book, The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Stewart refuted that he was accused accusing Rowling of anti-Semitism and said his original takedown of goblins was all in lighthearted fun. So you're going to go on your podcast and you're going to evoke a book from 1903, well before J.K. Rowling was born, and any one of us, right? Might be a couple people walking around that were born in 1903, but they're not winning the Olympics, I'm sure. So of course he has to take this out of his soul and said, "Oh, looks like 1903 book, Elders of Zion." Ooh, right. And people, it didn't sound like he was being lighthearted, but but now, watch the PC machine. Check this out. He said, "I don't think J.K. Rowling is anti-Semitic. I did not accuse her of being anti-Semitic." Stewart says, "I do not think the Harry Potter movies are anti-Semitic. I really love the Harry Potter." Oh, yeah? How many Jews are there as witches, man? How many Jew witches are in Harry Potter movies? Name one. One Jewish witch. Huh. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I don't It's a religion, isn't it? Witchcraft is Wiccan and all that. It's a religion. You don't see any Christians in there either, where he's raising their wand, or Muslims. So the movie definitely takes a stance on religion, right? These aren't people from diverse backgrounds. These are all mainly white people from from Wiccans from England, apparently. I think there was only a couple of black dudes on that the whole damn movies, like two, and they barely even got to say anything. What's up with that? I think the whole thing is racist, if you ask me. All right. I really love so here's Jon Stewart doing the fast dance, doing the Texas sidestep, opening up your big mouth on your podcast because you think no one's listening, and then all of a sudden this happens. "I really love the Harry Potter movies, probably too much for a gentleman of my considerable age." Yeah, drag that into it, you old man. You old man. Go sit there and watch Harry Potter. I just watched all of them the other day, man. You know what? It's on the thing. I watched it from the beginning to end. What's wrong with that? And while I'm watching, I'm saying, there could be more black people in here, some Spanish people, some. I want to see some diversity in Hogwarts. You know, one Asian girl and one black dude. That's not diversity. That's satisfying some kind of movie contract that they got to put somewhere in there. So yeah, man, I don't like that sort of stuff. But the movies are what they are, you know. Let's see. So here he continues. And then he continues again. and again. I cannot stress this enough. I am not accusing J.K. Rowling of being anti Semitic. Stewart added, she need not answer to any of this. Is he just having a conversation with himself in the media? He makes a statement about goblins, and then goblins, looking like Jewish people or whatever from some book from 1903, the depiction, and then thinks that automatically J.K. Rowling used those goblins with the money and all that stuff. They don't come off as Jewish to me. See now, I am good at finding hidden racism and hidden bigotry in what people say and all that. I'm extra sensitive to it. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. In sixth grade, I was sent to an all-black school. They took 8 white kids from my town and sent us to a school on the outskirts of town called Watson School in Rockville Center. And it was the whole summer. My friends in my other school were like, "You're gonna get your ass kicked. This black kid's gonna beat you up. No one's gonna ever see you again." All of that, right? So of course, I go to school. Very first day, I made lifelong friends. That's sixth grade. I'm 55. I'm still friends with these guys today. Girls too. Lifelong friends. You know. So, but because of that, and I was hanging out in the projects and hanging out with my new friends, my other friends, some of them were like, calling me all kinds of names, saying that with all this and whatever, the most horrible racist stuff, right? And not just kids either, adults too. So I'm extra sensitive to. Plus, growing up in a mainly Italian family and Jewish, so I got Jewish on one side, I got Italian on the other side, and I listen for things, and it's actually not hard to do. As I'm watching J.K. Rowling, as I'm watching these movies, when I see the goblins or with the money and all that, there's nothing that struck me as Jewish about that. Nothing, you know. So I'm just saying, me personally, I didn't find, aside from finding the movie itself to not be diverse, not use, uh, you know, it's like Willy Wonka. There was like no black kids in there at all, man. And that was a different era, wasn't it? It was a different time, different era. And you think that Hollywood would have progressed and you have these multi-million-dollar franchises coming in, you know, uh, like Harry Potter, you think they would be more diverse, but yet they're not. So that's just something that gets me. I don't know, whatever. But watching Stewart do the fast dance on this and running out there, I'm not. I can't. Again, he says, I cannot stress this enough. I'm not accusing J.K. Rowling of anything. She need not answer this. I don't want the Harry Potter movies censored in any way. It was a lighthearted conversation. Get a effing grip. You opened your big mouth. And people are overly sensitive, man. People are going to take to the streets now and start tearing down Harry Potter statues, man. You know what I mean? They're going to go to Hogwarts and burn it down. They get some fire extinguishers with those magic wands. Stewart clarified that his original discussion about Harry Potter goblins was a light-hearted conversation amongst colleagues and chums. The JDL. I was just talking to the Jewish Defense League, just some friends, you know. Oh, and the Mossad, just friends. This is a roundtable discussion of Hasidic Jews and how we feel about things. I dated a girl that was a Hasidic Jew. Her family were Hasidic Jews, and she dated me to get back at them. But I did too. So, her father was a real jerk. to each his own, man. People have their own customs and whatever. I don't mess with anybody, man. I think it's all. When I was a kid in school, it was fun to celebrate all religions, all customs, everything. To hear about Kwanzaa, to hear about Christmas, hear about Hanukkah, whatever your holiday is, Ramadan, everything, man. I loved it all because it wasn't that I had to be part of it. I don't have to join some religion to have a good time with people, and I can certainly celebrate what other people celebrate by respecting them. It's respect, isn't it? Simple freaking respect. You know. Now Jon Stewart is doing the fast dance, and now I'm not even going to have time to get to my Kanye story about buying the house across the street from them, and then letting that Davidson dude drive around in their Rolls Royce Bentley. It probably was Kanye that bought the Bentley for that Kardashian anyway. Kim Kardashian. I heard they're in the Bahamas, man. Good for you, Pete Davidson. You know what? I tried watching that New Year's Eve crap with Pete Davidson. I like him. I don't like him. I don't watch Saturday Night Live. I don't even know what he does. I like him because of what he's doing now with Kim Kardashian. That's how quick it takes for me. And then he was with that what's her face on New Year's Eve. Well, the tattoos. What the hell is her name? Hannah Montana. you know, he's with her, and she is a performer, isn't she? And I'll give that to her. I don't like her voice. I don't like that twang. I think that's her signature. Ba, 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 ba. Makes me think like the thing is the sound is distorting or something weird going on. You got some kind of echo pedal on, lady. Anyway, so on the December podcast episode, Stewart said, this is what he actually said. Here's how you know Jews are still where they are, talking to people. Here's what I say. Have you ever seen a Harry Potter movie? Have you ever seen the scenes in Green God's Bank? Do you know that? Do you know what those folks who run the bank are? Jews. And they're like, oh, that's from Harry Potter. And you're like, no, it's a caricature of a Jew from an anti-Semitic piece of literature. So Jon Stewart thought more about this than he should have. He definitely took the stance against the movie, against J.K. Rowling. He's dragging Jews into the Harry Potter scene. There's a billion movies you can choose from to put the emphasis on things. He didn't have to use that, but it was in his mind. It was something he was thinking of. Now he's backpedaling because he realized how extreme those comments were. And there is nothing in those movies that's going to say those goblins are Jewish. This is stupid. It's a religion. You know? He's like, no, that's a character of a Jew to run our bank. It's the wizarding world. We can ride dragons. You never have a pet owl, but you should run the bank. But who should run the bank but Jews? This is what he said on his podcast. This is what that backpedaling he just did. And he's like, Jews, what if the teeth were sharper? Sounds like he doesn't like Jews. Sounds like he's got some self-hating going on there, man. I got friends and family who are Jewish and they don't act like that. They don't think like that and they don't talk like that. But there's so many people that feel sorry for themselves in so many different ways that they just have to vent it to the rest of the world and drag other people on their goddamn problems. Are those goblins in Harry Potter movie Jewish? No. This is the dumbest thing I ever heard. It's insulting to Jewish people. Absolutely. This is why he's doing his backpedaling because it's an insult to people. Oh, I was in jest. It was just fun. That's not fun talk to say to put that kind of language out there, especially against someone who clearly is racist in her movies. Clearly. And she wasn't the one who made the movies either, was she? No, you have a big Hollywood corporation that made those movies. Did they say, "Hey, let's put a couple more black kids in there, some Asian kids, and some Filipino too, something, couple midgets"? You think midgets can't be a wizard? Of course they can. All you need is that little stick. You need a little wand. You can be anything. You have no arms and legs, still be able to kind of hold that wand in your armpit or something, man. I don't know. Your teeth doing some magic. So Jon Stewart's in trouble because of his own big mouth, and he deserves it because he said something stupid. And even though I like the guy, he said something stupid. Stay away from religion, Jon Stewart. Stay away from color. Unless you're going to talk about something that actually has something to do with people succeeding or doing something great in the world, getting together, doing something positive. There is that out there, but it largely gets ignored because people are focusing on the negative, and they want the negative to sell. Sell, sell, sell. Gonna say goblins are like Jewish people. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard, you know? But that's Jon Stewart. And now he's doing his Texas sidestep to try to get out of the issue. Maybe tune into his next podcast to listen to the next dumb thing he's gonna say. This guy used to be on television every day, man, on the Comedy Channel, which I never watch anymore because they've got so many haters on there. I don't know what happened to them. It's not funny anymore. It's not about comedy. It's these people that I find it just anger and hate, hate talk, hate speech. It's just nothing I want to be part of. So, and then the Daily Show. I wasn't something I watched every day, but it's something I would tune in with Jon Stewart. And then when Trevor Noah took over, I would check it out here and there. But when then Trump took over, Trevor Noah went nuts and then started going after Trump like a rabid dog, like all the time. He just got to the point where you don't want to hear it anymore. You know what I mean? You're tired of hearing Trump's voice to begin with, and then on top of that, you got to hear everybody talking about him. So, good time to tune that stuff out. Anyway, I'm here to say that goblins are probably not Jewish. I don't know what their religion is, man. I don't know what their religion is, but I know that Harry Potter is witchcraft. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, witchcraft. And he still had to wear glasses, so he's not much of a magician. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week on the Red Pill News. Take the red pill, take the red pill, take the red pill. You know what? For your family, for you, for your town, for your city, for your country, get vaccinated. Get vaccinated and stop hanging around groups of people. I'll see you guys next week on this here show. Bye.